that you've got to go by principles. So the reason I did this whole pain-free dating deal is obviously, we have a marriage problem because we have a dating problem. But the problem is that we don't look at things comprehensively. So you got to have a system before you enter into the new season of your life. So if you're going to enter into a dating season, I'm all excited about that. But you got to know what you're doing before you enter into it. So let me give you some principles that will help shed some light when you're going into this online deal. So number one, you've got to remember that purity paves the way to intimacy with God. You can't see clearly unless you're pure. So that's one principle. Don't ever forget that. You cannot see clearly unless there is purity, which means you need to fight for the purity. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. So if you're not pursuing purity, then don't tell me God told me it was him or God told me anything, because I know you just want what you want, but you're not living in the truth of God's word, because you cannot see God clearly if you're not pure. So that's number one. Number two then is you got to remember that if this is so important, this is the danger of online, and then I'm going to tell you the benefits of it. You got to remember that if somebody loves to look at people online and loves to assess them online and loves to analyze them online, you're not the only person they're looking at. That's dangerous. So if this is the spirit you've had, and this is where our whole culture is going, by the way, then it's not far-fetched. Since you love to look at people online and you love to analyze them online, number one, you're looking at the outside, and the only thing that's not the only thing, but one of the things that's drawn you to the person is the outside. Well, God says the opposite, that man looks at the outside, but he looks at the inside. So you should be able to say, you should be able to have a lot of restraint to say, I am not going to be impressed with the outside because anybody can paint the barn. I got to be interested in the inside. So how do I hold off on my passion until I see the inside clearly? Does that make sense, everybody? Because everybody can see. Now, number three, with reference to online, is if somebody likes to watch people online, it's not a far-fetched to say they'll like to watch porn online. It's not far-fetched. I'm just telling you, it's not far-fetched. You can lie to yourself. You can deceive yourself all you want. I'm just trying to help somebody. I'm not saying they have to, but I'm saying if I love to sit back and just scroll and just look and just look and just look and just swipe and just swipe and just swipe, and say, no, that means I am learning to assess somebody exclusively on how they look, which means you ought to be very careful that that person doesn't do that in other areas of their lives, which means a pornography addictive behavior habit could be there as well. And this is both for men and for women. It used to be just for men, but now it's turning the corner and it's for women too. So you have to know, okay, well, if you find somebody online, that's cool, but you got to make sure they don't have some other addictive behaviors that you need to wrestle with. All right, once you said that, now, then you have to go to, how do I get to know this person when it's not a show? Because once you see the person, you see what you like, then you start to talk. Now they're putting on their best foot because they want you to like them and you want them to like you. So now you're seeing the person at their best. You're not seeing who the person really is. So now you have to have a strategy to figure out, how do I get beyond what I see to get to the real person so I know what I'm getting involved with? Because if you don't, then you're going to wait till you get married. You're going to be enamored that somebody like you, and then you're going to wait till you get married, see the person who they really are. And since you wanted to be happy to get married, then you're going to want to be happy, so you're going to get a divorce. And you don't care about the Bible. You just care about, I'm not happy. After all, it's all about me and my truth. Let me do me and my truth. Therefore, I'm out. Therefore, I'm in. And that's usually what happens at the end of the day. So how then do you really try to do this thing right? Number one, I think you should have a group of people that do it with you. Number two, I think you should make sure that you wait an extra long time before you meet the person in person. An extra long time. You should meet, you should see them, you should talk to them, you should respond to them in email, whatever you do, but you should wait an extra long time. And I think you should give yourself a time frame and stick to it no matter what. And what you're trying to do is to see who they are before your heart actually gets engaged, so that you're not down the road and figure out, holy crap, who the heck is this person? And I didn't know. So one, you need a community. Two, you need another guy, if it's a girl, another girl, if it's a guy, to help you assess this person. Number three, you need to see who they hang out with. Because if they hang out with a certain group of people, it means that their level of who they are is going to be attached to the quality of people around them, because you're a summation of the top 5 people you hang out with. Look at the top 5 people you hang out with, and you're a sum of all of them. Don't you ever forget that. So if you're hanging out with a fool, it's because you're a fool. If you're hanging out with a person on a bad attitude, it's because you allow it to happen. So look at the people who they hang out with, and then see who they are, so that you can get some semblance of who the person is. And then lastly, you need to see what they value, and they will tell you if you learn the art of asking great questions. Don't listen to what they say, listen to what they're not saying. Don't listen to what they tell you up front. That's the rehearsed answer to get into your bed. I'm talking about what are they not saying, so you know what matters. Don't just say that, yeah, I go to church. Ain't nobody care about you going to church. Do you love Jesus? That's what you care about. Anybody can go to church. You need to find out, does this person love Jesus?